Hi, it's Craig here. What we're going to talk about today is what happens if you get a three-phase induction motor wet. Now, three-phase induction motors, being three-phase, have three stator coils inside. And each stator coil, even though they're wrapped round together and look like it's all part of the stator, they're electrically separated by what's called insulation resistance, which makes sense. There's an insulation between each of the three copper windings. So 6 connections in go into 3 stator coils, if it makes sense, being a 3-phase motor, 1 coil for each phase. Now there's insulation between them, and it's known as insulation resistance. Now if it gets wet, that insulation resistance goes down, and if it goes down too much, the motor won't work. You need the resistance between the stator coils for the motor to work. So that is basically what happens if you get an induction motor wet. It'll stop working. You can solve this by drying the coils out, taking the motor apart and drying the stator coil out, and that should bring the insulation resistance back up again, and then the motor should work. Okay, hope you found that useful. So that's what happens if you get an induction motor wet. Don't do it, by the way. It could be dangerous. Induction motors, like a lot of equipment, have a thing called an IP rating, ingress protection, and that rating is how resistant your induction motor is to the ingress of water and dust. So if you had a motor that was designed for wet environments and designed to get occasionally wet, that would be okay, because the water wouldn't get into the casing, wouldn't affect your stator windings. But most induction motors aren't going to be like that. They're going to have a lower IP rating, which stands for ingress protection, so water could get in. And like I say, if it gets into the stator coils rather, because there's 3 of them in a 3-phase induction motor, insulation resistance goes down, motor won't start. And say you can dry it out, and then the insulation resistance will go up. Now, I hope that's useful. I'm Craig. Thank you.